Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Kinda Hot, Kinda Healthy. We are back with a guest episode. We as in Matty. Right now, my beautiful, amazing co-host is a little bit under the weather, and of course, she is missing a fab episode with her. That she introduced me to my we call him my fake husband, Matty Durkin. So Ali is not here today. It is me, Matty, here on a solo episode. So if you are catching us because you are a stan of Matty Durkin, Mateo Durkin, Matt Durkin, however you know him, we are the Kind of Hot, Kind of Healthy gals. I am one half of the podcast. I'm Matty Martinez. I'm a woman of many hats, you could say. Ali bullied me into starting the podcast. And by the way, all the info will be here on the show notes. I just want to give you guys a little intro to who I am, who Ali is, and who our guest is today, which is Matt Durkin. So I started my health coaching career, but I started with coaching women, and now I focus on women 50 plus. You can find me at mattymartinez.coaching on the gram. All the links will be in the show notes. But I help menopausal women, women 50 and up. I help them reach the lifestyle and the body and the health they truly want when they're 70 years old. So they're able to get up off the ground. They're able to go hang out with their kids, with their grandkids, pick them up, go traveling, go on vacation. I know the women 50 and up, yes, you guys want to lose weight, but you also want that future independence. And that is what I help women do. um, we focus on nutrition, we focus on fitness, and a lot of it is mindset as well. Ali is also an amazing health coach. She focuses on, and I don't want to butcher what she does, but new moms and moms a little. So we are on polar opposite sides of the age of spectrum, but we both are helping women. Again, you can find all of her stuff. Oh, I'm forgetting what her handle is. Ali Wagner. I'm gonna have to look it up. But that is what we do. I also make content around Pittsburgh, and you can and talk about dating, lifestyle, all those things. You can find that on it's dot Matty Martinez on Instagram. So it's a little bit about us. We do a guest episode every second Wednesday of the month. There was like one time we had to do it towards the end of the month, but we really try to keep it every month. You're going to get a guest episode on the second Wednesday. We love to have guests that are a lot of women. We do have some men that come on, but we love to bring guests on, whether they're in the health field, they're entrepreneurs, they're just doing something that they are really, really excited about, and it's making an impact. You know, what we love to say with our podcast is that we are creating like a safe space, but also a space where women can come and listen and laugh and cry and have fun and learn things about their health that is not necessarily you have to eat this to be healthy, you have to eat that. Life is so much more than what you shouldn't be eating, what you should be eating, and how to lose weight. It is so much more than that. So we always hope to create an environment where you guys can come in, listen, laugh, cry, get all the feels of things, and learn something about your health that maybe you didn't think of it that way, or you can learn from our experience, my experience. I have a lot of lived experience through divorce, through dating, through all those things, and same with Ali as well, and her life experiences. So that is the goal of this podcast. So we talk about reality TV, pop culture, and of course health, because we love to help the women with health. And we also have an anonymous link where you can submit questions that you have. I did a solo pod. The audio was poop, but the information was great. I did it last month. This is coming out August 12th when you're listening to this, but I did one last month, and I had a girlfriend ask me about what I thought about her dating with a guy with a large age gap. And I just gave her 3 questions that she should really like ask herself about the situation before entering a potential serious relationship. Got great feedback from the girls. So you can go back to listen to that one. If you message either of us on the pod or whoever, if you want that episode, just send me a message and I can send you the episode directly. But that is that link you can use. It's in the show notes. Ask questions about your health, dating, any and all of those things. So let's give a little intro to our guest. So Matty Durkin He is so interesting. The first time we met, and this is the third time he's been on the podcast. First time we had him on, I was in Denver. My audio, my connection was terrible. Second time we podcast was after me and him met at Allie's wedding, and everyone thought we were a couple. That's why I call him my husband. And we just looked killer. We vibed so well. We had so much fun. Matty is so interesting because he has a podcast. We love to call him a Bravo historian. He's into drag. He's into the housewives. He knows so much. He's also, honestly, I would call him a humanitarian. He works for CARE, which is a humanitarian, I would say, um, not for profit that started in Ireland, and they do a ton of work overseas, I believe, in the United States as well, supporting people. And I can't exactly remember off the top of my head exactly what they're doing, but they do a ton of work in support. And he is a fundraising queen. If I had to put it, he's also texting me. Let me see what he's saying. Let's see where. Let's see, Mateo. What are you saying? Oh, he is dealing with a landlord issue. He'll be on in a few. Glad he called me now. Yeah, I am glad too. 1 second, guys. No worries. I'm just recording your intro. Okay. So that is good. So we have some time. So he's just a very well-rounded individual and very good on being himself and authentic. He runs marathons. His family started a foundation which he helps run as well. We've talked about so many of those things before, so definitely go back into the guest episodes to listen about Matty, because we have talked at nauseum about the stuff he does. I definitely have some really good questions for him this time around, just based on things that we've talked about. I think our last podcast with him was like in the beginning of the year, so it's kind of like a check-in to see like how he's doing on the goals that he set for himself, how just some hosting events and fundraising questions I had for him, authenticity, lots of really good stuff. So I'm really excited to talk to him. It has been a hot minute since we had a good catch up. We're going to talk about dating, all the good stuff. All his info will be in the show notes, where you can find him, where you can find his podcast. So just make sure to check below. But I'm so excited to start this with him. It'd be a great catch up. Make sure, guys, two things. One, if you want to hear more from us, you can find us on every streaming, but listen to the ads. They're like 20, 30 seconds. That is how you can support us. Listen through the ads. When you skip through the ads, we do not get paid. We want to be doing this podcast. We will be doing this podcast more than once a week. We want to give you guys so much content. We want to do all the things, support you guys for supporting us, and feed you the content that you want. Please listen to the ads all the way through. You can make it. Just press play and let it go. And second thing is give us a follow, subscribe, a thumbs up, all the things. Support your girls. We want to support you guys, and we love you guys so much. So hope you enjoy this episode, and let's get into it.
Oh yeah, I know. The celebs meaning my landlord. I had to run
um,
downstairs and pay my rent.
oh, I listened to the podcast you sent me, and you moved or moving.
I just moved. I'm in my new apartment. This is actually my first podcast I've ever done in the new apartment. So shout out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
feel
this
so
is like a big
honored.
deal. Yeah. No, thanks for having me. I'll do anything for you gals. So
I know.
and can't wait to have you guys on my podcast once I can get my shit together. It's just been such a crazy year.
I literally, you move at the speed of light. We're gonna get that into that in a moment, but tell me without like disclosing your actual address. What area are we in?
So I'm still in Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
I moved up 4 blocks, so it's great. It's a really nice building, and everyone seems really nice. My landlord is great, and it's a big major upgrade from my last apartment. So no
Oh,
more
I
roommates.
know.
So happy about that. Living on
I
my own
love.
definitely brings on some stress
Yeah.
in different ways, but like it's totally worth it. Like I can just like come home and just like veg. But you know how it is, moving just like sucks. It's like I am
I
having the
know.
Wayfair guy come today. I finally will have like an actual desk, and then I still haven't
Oh,
gotten a couch yet. I mean, I just like want to watch the girls on my couch. So you know what I mean?
I,
It's like I just need that, but
I get
it's
it.
it's it's summer. It's all positive. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
How are
whenever
you?
I mean, well, I just didn't but a couple months ago, I re-signed my lease. I was like, I barely was even coherent the first year because
Right,
I was dating eBay man. That was a whole thing. And I was
right,
barely
right,
at my
right.
apartment. And then so I signed another lease. I'm like, we're gonna stay put for another year, like nest actually this time. Just like little things. Like I've
Yeah.
got pretty much everything, but just little things I want to like actually be comfortable in. But man, moving at the speed of light as you are, I feel like you moved like 10,000 times faster.
Ugh, girl. A lot
Literally.
going on. 10 out of 10 would not recommend my moving experience, but here we are.
Wait, when did you move in?
A little over a month ago. So
Oh,
I
okay.
literally was like on this like world tour, which I'm sure we'll talk about. It's like boom, boom, boom,
Uh-huh.
boom, boom, all this stuff, and then had a massive event at work on Tuesday, and then had to pack my entire life up of 4 years in an apartment on Thursday, and then moved on Friday. So yeah. And then like throughout the whole like week and a half
Uh-huh.
after that was like going back, like getting like the last minute things, spackling, cleaning, getting my roommate sublet out of the apartment. It just was like I was
Oh.
yeah, I was like manic by the end. I was like, get me out of here.
I was
Literally.
manic.
Literally. Menti B was in full swing. But,
Oh,
we're good.
we persist. The show must go on.
Yeah,
What was
nevertheless,
the
she persisted.
what was the big event that you had?
So as you know, I work at Concern Worldwide, so we had our
Concern. Oh my God. When I was doing your
yeah.
intro, I was like, care. I'm like, care.com.
No, so we
Sorry.
might have to do yeah, we'll be doing a little edit on that. Yeah, I know Concern Worldwide. And for those of you that don't know, it's like a big charity out of Ireland. I work for the US branch. We're an international humanitarian organization working to end extreme poverty in 23 countries, from Haiti, across Africa, Middle East, North South Korea, Ukraine,
Mhm.
doing everything from hunger. This event was focusing on women and girls, so it's our Women of Concern luncheon. And
Oh,
for our
why didn't
Bravo fans,
I should have got
I
the
know,
invite.
yeah, no, no, next year. You're coming next
Okay.
year for
Or
sure.
next year.
Yeah. For sure. But we honored Laura Modi, who is the creator and CEO of Bobby Formula,
Hmm.
and she's incredible. And then we had for our Bravo fans out there, Aaron Leachy from the Real Housewives of New York, which the trailer just dropped this week. It was freaking incredible.
Hmm.
She did a fireside chat with Laura, and they
Oh
talked about
wow.
motherhood. And
Hmm.
Aaron actually had to use Bobby formula for her last baby, I believe.
Hmm.
And so they just like talked about womanhood and motherhood and just kind of like banding together. It was such a great conversation, and we had it at the Rainbow Room, which is like top tier, iconic. It was
Oh.
just amazing. The room was just full of energy, and new donors came in, and
Hmm.
it was great. It was honestly like a career highlight for me, for sure.
Aw.
So which was great. I mean, in the months, all the craziness
Yeah.
of that, but my mom got to come to the event, which was super exciting, and
Oh,
it was
nice.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So very excited about that.
Oh, that's so fun. I was thinking about you with this. I got reached out to by this man that runs a charity that he started, and he's from Puerto Rico, and so he came here to like just I was obviously Puerto Rico is part of the United States, but for more opportunity and all those things. And he started this foundation that focuses on giving Hispanic students scholarships to go to Duquesne, go to school, all those things.
Oh
And
wow.
he was asking me like, what I would be interested in doing and helping. And I was like, you know what? Right now, I feel like I'm in this like season of where I feel like I love like speaking life into, but also talking about like how impactful and powerful it is to women to start a business or go after their career goals and like really focus on their career and building themselves up for independence. And he was like, you know what? Like, I can't remember the exact percentage, but majority of the scholarship recipients are women. And I was thinking
Mm.
about you just when it comes to like hosting, co-hosting, event fundraising, things like that. Like, what are some tips? This is coming from like a selfish standpoint, but what are some tips you would give when it comes to running fundraising events, running thing, looking for donors, like all of things that go into that. Like, what are some things that you really focus on?
That's a loaded question, my dear. So yeah, no, I think that first of all, I think you'd be a great fundraiser actually, because
Thanks.
you're very passionate, and I think
Mhm.
that it's all about your mission and how you connect with people, right? Very much like how
Mhm.
you do with the podcast. Like, I
Mhm.
think that this would be a great organization for you to align with. I think just because you're all about empowering women and everything,
Yeah.
so it's all about like creating the connection. I think that like with
Mhm.
Concern, for instance, we're an international humanitarian organization, right? So it's like there's people that really are like connected to the work of humanitarian
Mhm.
work and everything, and then other
Mhm.
people they just don't know. And I think that that's like
Mhm.
also that's like a blessing and a curse of Concern, because like we're going where no one else is going. We stay beyond the headlines. We're responding to emergencies that no one knows about. But like I think that
Mm.
when you can like get, like podcasters, we are like storytelling and like creating connection
Mhm.
with people. And
Mhm.
there could be people that are listening to my story today that like probably have never will never like run a marathon or do a podcast or move to New York, but they're like, oh, there's parts of stories that like I connect with. Like, I think with
Mhm.
Concern, we're telling stories about families that like are
Mhm.
extreme hunger. Like they
Yeah.
could be like, oh, I'm a mother, I couldn't even imagine knowing my
Yeah.
kids being starving,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
them having malaria and I have to carry my child like 4 hours in the middle of, Somalia to go to a health clinic to get treatment or whatever it
Mhm.
is, or even
Mhm.
longer, 30 hours,
Mhm.
everything. So I think it's like creating like the connection, because
Mhm.
like for us it's kind of harder because they're never going to meet those people. They can't just like
Mhm.
hop on a flight to Kenya and just go see the
Mhm.
program. It's not like it's like
Yeah.
here where if it's supporting disabilities or veterans, like they can meet and like physically see it. So it's like
Yeah.
you're just like creating and like showing them their impact all the time.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think I think from the event perspective, it's like, yeah, I mean, just to you have to spend money to make money, right? And obviously you need
Mhm.
to be conservative, not just like in like spend beyond your means, but you want to create an experience that people are like, wow, I was able to go to an event that was high class. I had a
Mhm.
nice time, but I also, wow, like look at the impact that I was able to make in that room.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I was thinking of because I know so many entrepreneurial women in Pittsburgh of having like panelists. I know a girl that started her own nail salon and she did not want to have a brick and mortar, but she was like, I wanted to create a space that no one else had, like that focused on these specific things. And she did it during COVID. And I know a woman that I just worked with, I just like modeled for her jewelry brand. She's Dominican and started jewelry and focuses on like ethical craftsmanship, and it's beautiful. So I'm like, I could imagine it being like a panelist of different entrepreneurs just talking about these are the possibilities you have, these are things you can do, like just really showing like what it looks like to invest in yourself and your career, like just showing them other things to do, besides like, I don't know, just fall into like the trap of not investing in yourself in that way.
Yeah, no, and I also think too, like for this kind of organization, I feel like if you're mixing of, or if you get folks involved, I mean, it's different. Like for my organization, like
Yeah.
no one for the most part, like, it's terrible to say, like I wish I wasn't saying this, but like no one's really getting out of extreme poverty. Like no one can
Yes.
understand, like can grasp that. But like with this, it's like, oh wow, like I had this upbringing. Like look, I could do this, so can
Mhm.
you. And like when you kind of
Mhm.
create this thing, the inspiration, and then the goal is like longevity, right? Like I know that like
Mhm.
this is like a newer organization, but like the thing is that you have X person that was a part of this program, and then maybe 10 to 10 years from now, like, they're still continuing going to the events, and then they could be a board member, or they could,
Mhm.
be doing, and then
Yeah.
you could switch it. So that's kind of like what I do a lot of time is like bring in like the
Gotcha.
young professionals, because like eventually when they're in their mid to late 40s, early 50s, when they're at like the peak of their earning potential, then they
Yeah.
can be like a major donor, you know?
I like no, that I think that's really helpful. I'll have to
Right.
ask him about that. But yeah, he has a gala they're planning for 2027. I was like, sign me up. I love me a
Oh,
gala.
yeah.
Get
Love
me
a
in a
good gala.
gala. Yes, I just did one. I was invited to, it was the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, and it was at the Science Center in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
It was so good. They raised so much money. It was for children with like special needs and learning disabilities. It was great. They raised so much money. I was like, God damn, a lot of money. I mean, it's great. But it was super
Yeah.
cool. There were vintage cars there, so it was really cool experience. But yeah, I wanted to get your little thoughts on that. As
It's not easy. Asking for money is
uh
definitely an art, and it's like I have people that are like loyal. Like I have the best donors, and sometimes there's people that they can give you like everything one year, and then what happens, like life too. Like they could have
mhm,
an illness, a divorce, a bad year at
mhm,
work, lose their job, and they could be like, hey, like
mhm.
normally I could give $25,000 a year, but like I like can't. So you have to kind
Yeah,
of, or like let's say the economy sucks, and it's just like
yeah,
they just don't. It's always you have to kind of evolve with all that stuff. So
yeah,
it's it's I love it, but it definitely has its challenges. It's not just like all glamour and fun and whatever. It's you have to be scrappy for
yeah.
that. You know?
Oh no, I think that's just like part of I don't know, part of how I am. I was talking to my mentor
Yeah.
about this and I was like, I kind of realized I've been an entrepreneur my entire life because you don't know this about me. But when I was, how old was I? Elementary school. I was a lizard girl. I had lizards for pets.
Tracks.
How does that track?
I just feel it.
Okay. Anyway, one of the most expensive parts about having a lizard is feeding them because they eat a lot. And when you go to like Petco, the crickets, you want them alive because it's obviously enrichment for the animal to be
Right.
chasing and hunting its food. The crickets are like they're at this in this weird bucket thing. I don't know if you've ever been to like Petco and you look and there's like a cricket bucket
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like dead
Mhm.
and gross and they're expensive. And so I figured out what was more inexpensive was buying cricket food. So I started breeding crickets at my house, at my parents' house as a kid. And my dad was like, I swear to God, if any of these get so I not only was breeding crickets, I was selling them to the neighborhood homeschooled boy who had a bajillion reptiles. So I was like, I had a cricket
Okay,
farm.
entrepreneur. Shit.
Right. So I've been scrappy since day one, figuring out how to
God.
make it work.
Steve Jobs, who? Shit. You're like freaking. Oh my lord.
My friend was like, "Oh," she goes, "That is amazing." Like in like and I was like, "That's so funny." Like it's just been in my blood for my entire life. But I just thought that was the part of the charm, I guess, of being an
I'm
entrepreneur.
obsessed. I'm obsessed. Yeah. I mean I've kind of always been like that too though. Like I was always like in high school doing the walk for hunger and like raising money,
Mhm,
or like that's kind of like
mhm.
why like me being a fundraiser is like not surprising,
Yeah.
but it's just like um or when it came to, because I did theater like my whole life, and I have
Mhm,
like a huge family, and like
mhm.
they always relied on me to always making sure that the shows were sold out, because like I would invite like everybody to come, and I was just like a
Oh,
mover, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about finding your passion in life and like just how easy like the things can be for that. Like someone said to me recently, like, you really got to think about like are you really passionate about like taking on this client and whatever that client is doing. I was like, I may not be passionate about, for example, if it was a social media dentistry, right? I may not be
Right.
passionate about dentistry, but I'm passionate about helping their vision come to life. And so like
Right.
for you, you can tell like you're very passionate about fundraising and helping the bigger vision come true, right?
Yeah.
And it's just
Hmm.
like it's just I wonder like how many people don't get the chance to do that because of their stuck in their 9 to 5 or they haven't had time to dream or think about it. Like kind of sad, but also like how cool is it that we get to do that? Like we get to live out our passions.
Yeah, no, I mean it's pretty crazy. I mean, I think that everything happens for a reason. I mean, I look back on my whole career, whether it's from the nonprofit sector to now doing the podcast. It's like I whenever I'm having like a rough day or whatever, I
Mhm.
like have to like snap myself out of it and be like,
Yep.
imagine like what you 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago would have thought about what you're doing now.
Yeah.
and
God,
like in the
okay,
rooms that in the rooms that you're in and the things you're able to do, like you did that. Like
yeah.
I can't remember if I can't remember if I told this to you offline or on the show. I found my senior year in AP language, we had to write a letter to ourselves that
Uh-huh.
came out like after like what we hope to see, like and then my teacher sent it to us when we graduated 4 years later from college. And
Mhm.
my friend Amy and I had a couple of drinks and we were on FaceTime like 2 years ago, and we
Uh-huh.
were reading through it. And I have to tell you, I did 95% of the stuff that I put on there.
Wow. That's
Moved
so
to New
cool
York. Yeah, yeah, moved to New York. Every single country I put on there, Spain, Greece, everything. I've been to all that stuff. Do something in TV. I'm now doing like the podcast, like esque, like so it's like TV vibe.
Yeah.
My best friend Amy's still my best friend. Like everything, like
Oh,
every little thing. And I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah, when you manifest and you put stuff out there, like it does come, and maybe not the way that you expect it, but in some form of another.
I have so many thoughts. One, how cool you could like see the vision. When did you write that?
I was 18.
When you were 18. Okay, you saw the vision when you were 18. Because if I would have wrote what I could see myself doing at 18, literally none of it existed. Or what is being a concept, right? Like it
Right,
had
right,
it
right,
has
right.
my goals have changed so much. But two, I am so deep into the wormhole of manifestation, power of tongue, just like I people that speak down themselves or constantly complain or like, oh, woe is me. I almost like I'm so repulsed by it because I'm like, you're vibrating a negative energy. Why would positive things come towards you if you're being
Yeah,
negative? Like I get so repulsed by it, which is probably like maybe a little mean on my part. I'm like, shut up. Like, what are things you can't be wanting positive things if you're not grateful for what you already have? You quite literally
yeah.
cannot.
No, I mean, listen, I'm a lot like you, but listen, I'm sure you do too. It's like we all go through those times where we are like
Yes. Oh yeah.
negative, where you're like, oh my god, and then the amount, like my brother like said it to me the other day, like, oh, obviously the move and everything, it just was like a really stressful time, and like I think I
Yes.
was like dealing with my own shit, and my
Mhm.
brother was like, yeah, just like instead of like being like negative about what you don't have, like look at all the things you do, like
Yes.
you're moving into your own apartment in New York City, like all these
That's
different things, like
huge.
and
Yeah.
it's like though it is stressful, but like it is like it's a lot
Yes.
of like life altering things,
Yeah.
and but like I think that we all go through it, and you're always going to be
Yes.
hustling. You're always going to be like, I know people that are way more successful than me that like I've had these conversations with, and they're like, listen, like we're very similar, but like I just want to let you know that the hustle will never stop. It doesn't matter how much money you make, how big you are. I give the example all the time. Beyonce, 36 Grammys, is like literally an Olympian of the music history, and
That's
it's
crazy.
still working like day and
Yep.
night.
Speaking of Kim, not of her, Kim K just put out a new commercial and I watched like
Yeah.
half of it. I was like, I gotta sit down and watch this one. Huh? Listen, she may have said some things, aligned with some things, but when we talk about entrepreneurially, her work
Oh,
ethic,
100%.
I'm like I get into my inner Kim K. I'm like, I'm making shit happen.
Yeah. Listen, Chris Jenner, the devil works hard, but Chris Jenner works harder. Like,
Where I was talking to my the vision, seeing things, talk to my business mentor. And I really feel like, and I think you also give me this too, which is why when we connected so well, everyone thought we were married. Remember? I I
never
said
forget, babe.
I put that in the intro. So funny. um,
Yes.
is that we connect. I like we have that ability to connect with people. I
Hmm.
personally feel like that is like my superpower, my I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like I'm going to, and I don't want to say climb the ranks, but I feel like I'm going to excel in whatever I'm focused on because I have this crazy ability to connect with total strangers or visions or people and just make them feel seen and heard just in the same way that I do. And I see that in you.
Right.
And I see that also in my
Thank
good
you.
friend. You're welcome. Sam as well. He loves to connect with people, and it's like such a superpower that. And I don't know. Actually, I do know you were never a an introvert. You were never an introvert. I could tell you that.
No, you know what's actually funny is
What?
I'm definitely more extroverted, but like
Yes.
as I've gotten older, I've noticed different things. I actually am more introverted than people think.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. No, everyone's like, you? I'm like, yeah. And then I've said it in like people like think I'm like crazy when I say that, but then I like brought it up to my mom and my mom agreed. My mom was like,
What
oh yeah, no.
what aspects do you of you feel introverted?
I can definitely have a big loud personality, but then I
Yes.
also can be very like soft spoken on certain things and like can be very like I'm a lover more than a fighter. I definitely
Same.
can defend myself for sure, but like
Mhm.
I can like I don't want to like rock the boat. I can be very like
Same.
yeah, yeah,
Same.
and I'm kinda just very, like but also, like, with dating, like, when it comes to, like, if I have to, like, for work, go work a room, like,
Mhm.
I have to go, like
Oh, I love working a room.
I can work a room, but if I'm, like, out at a bar and, like, there's, like, and to talk to people, I have 0 game. I think I'm, like, terrible. Like
Because I think it's the type of people. Because let me tell you, I there are several events and things that like are always around bars. I fucking hate it. I want to die. Sitting at a
mm,
bar and like trying it. I think it's the type of people. It feels uninviting to me. But like there was recently I met with a he's a architect, but also photographer on the side, more like for fun, but like is really good at photography. And I was like
right,
peeling back the layers from how I was having this hangout meeting with him, and it all literally stemmed from going to this art opening and like having a random conversation with this woman that I thought looked really interesting, and it's a professional singer from Vietnam. And it was just like
mm.
all because I randomly was like, "You look so interesting. Like, who are you?" Like, but if it was a bar, I would never do that. Like, but I also wouldn't be at a bar. I think it's just like the setting.
I mean, I also kinda felt like that ever since I moved to New York, like, growing up, like, I wasn't really a big drinker at all.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
I'd go out and, like, I, like, love the social aspect of it, and I
Mm.
think that also internally, like, it's, like, my anxiety. I feel like that
Mm.
I have, like, a lot like, my mom said to me, she's like, "Oh, no, like, there was a lot of times that you'd be way more introverted, like, growing up." On, like in high
Same.
school, like, you could tell.
Yeah.
But then I also could, like, go on stage and, like, rip it up, but then I think it's also was, like, an anxiety thing. Like, I can feel,
Mm.
like, even when but as I've gotten older, especially coming to New York, I've noticed I've been drinking more. A, because there's a big drinking culture, like, being gay,
Yes.
working in fundraising, like, there's
Yeah.
always events and everything, but, like, I noticed that,
Yeah.
like, I drank more, and I think that now looking back on it, I think it was like, I would drink more subconsciously to feel more like
Less anxiety.
yeah, and I think that I did, and I felt like when I'm, like, vibing and, like, dancing, having fun,
Yeah.
like, it's like that's, like, fine, but, like, I feel like it's
Yeah.
harder but there's definitely some networking events that are brutal to go to, like fundraisers and
Uh-huh.
stuff that, like,
Uh-huh.
the room is just, like, dead, and, like
Uh-huh.
or there's this event that I go to once a year, and it's like a bunch of companies will buy sponsorships and they just like send their office. So it's like everyone there is like all colleagues and like they're little pods. So it's like
Oh,
you can't
yeah.
like get into any of these conversations
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
first like hour and a half, and you're like awkward. Like I
Yes.
always like bring someone with me, and then like once like the drinks start flowing and like
People
the
listen
music
up.
is
Yeah.
playing, then people
Yeah.
kind of start loosening up. But like I mean, I have social anxiety on certain things too, and which is shocking to people to think of
Mm.
because I have such a big personality. But like I do
Uh-huh.
to be completely see like I think that a lot of us are more similar than we think, or
Oh,
like
I 100% agree with that. Yeah, no, there's definitely times where I can easily turn it on and other times where I'm like, yeah, if it's like I went to an event I stayed 30 minutes because it was based at
Mm,
a bar and everyone's in their own clique and I'm not drinking. And I was sitting there by
right.
myself and I was like, okay, I'm going home. I went home. Like I was there for 30 minutes. It was based in a bar. So like it just was not for me. Like I hate events like that because for me, not it's like I feel like the weird one, and then people also like guys treat me weird. What do you mean you don't drink? You don't drink? Go have a drink. No, I don't drink. It's just the answer is always no. So then it's like a weird, point of
Yeah.
contention. Um,
No, I was kind of when I was stressing out with like the move and was kind of going through my own like thing. I wasn't drinking, and I like
mhm,
I think in some ways I feel like that the sobriety. I mean, maybe you'll feel differently.
mhm,
Not that you had an issue, but you just don't drink. But it
yeah.
just like the sobriety aspect of things. Like I think that it's like way more normalized than it was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
But like because they have a lot of like the mocktails and this and that. But
Yeah.
like even there was some people I was like, yeah, like I'm just like not drinking. Like because I felt like if I drank, then it would like spike my anxiety. And
Yes.
I had some people be like, "What? You're not going to drink?" And I'm like, "No." Like, and it's like, and then I think that kind of makes you even more anxious because it like kind of makes you like spiral. Like,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
am I different? Am I going to get out of this? Like, yeah, no. I mean, I'm not drink. I mean, full disclosure, like, I'm not drinking for the whole summer.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Like I maybe had like 3 Aperol spritz on vacation. Like I think that like
Mhm.
all the changes, like my anxiety was like so bad, and
Mhm.
I just like needed to like take a break. And like
Yeah.
I'm feeling like good. I mean, listen, no one loves a cocktail more than Matty D, believe me. So I will be coming back in some shape or form. But like I just
Uh-huh.
think I need a break. Like I'm going to my cousin's wedding next week, and I'm totally fine with not drinking. Like
Oh, I love that.
I was at a work event, like like a podcasting event. I did the
Uh-huh.
Married at First Sight, and everyone was like, a lot of people were like getting like drunk, and that's fine. Like no judgment. I mean, I've had my nights too, and but
Mhm.
like I had like one sip of an Aperol spritz, and I just was like, and I didn't drink, and I felt I had
Uh-huh.
a ball.
Oh, I love that. Speaking of, I definitely want to talk about the Married for Its Site event. And then I was gonna say, oh, so there is this photographer I found in New York City, and super cool photography. I'm gonna apply to work with him because, like, why not? Why
Do it,
not?
girl.
Why not?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if he accepts my application, we need to do something because I never made it for my birthday this past February,
Oh my
obviously.
god. Yeah.
Pod in
Yeah.
person. Duh.
Duh.
I know. So I will keep you abreast on how that goes. I have it on my docket to like email him, but
And you can stay here.
uh sign me up, bitch. I'm coming to New
Duh.
York City. I need to do I
We
only don't
we can
say it again.
spoon. I said we can spoon.
I mean, it's only natural. It's my husband.
I mean, don't be trying to make any moves on me, okay? Yeah.
It's so crazy to think. I was just talking about this with someone. I was like, oh my God, I haven't slept with a man since I broke up with eBay man. And now I sleep in the middle of the bed. Oh, like
Yeah.
I can't imagine sharing a bed anymore. It's amazing not.
I know. Ugh, I know. I can't even. I've never shared a bed with a man. Well, for an extended period of time. You know what I'm saying? But I just like, like whenever like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, it would be nice to roll over and see somebody, but I also just like love to lay in my own bed and
I
just like
know. I
wake up.
know.
I can wake up whenever I want. Like if I'm like you, I'm an early riser, so it's like I want to wake up, I gotta watch The View. I gotta, you know what I mean? Like I gotta get my things on. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
Yes. Uh,
exactly,
one thing I
exactly.
did want to ask before I keep forgetting is you were talking about this on the podcast. What was the podcast you sent me? The name of it?
Oh, refuse to subscribe. It's so good. Everyone should go listen to it.
Loved it, yes. And one thing I think you were talking about when it comes to like work identity and personal identity is like, being authentic and, balancing both of those things between authenticity and professionalism and, even getting out of the bubble and concern of like what other people are thinking of you. Like, how do you
Mhm.
balance that and like make sure you're always being like authentic to yourself?
I mean, it's hard. I think. I mean,
Hmm.
because I never want to hurt. I don't want. I never want to hurt anybody. I want to like do
Same,
me. I
same.
also am like a representative of a great organization, so I never want to like do that.
Hmm.
I also have my own brand. I have my family. Like I don't know. I just think that in this day and
Yeah,
age, like everything is just like can be taken out of context.
yeah,
Hence why like you're always just like kind of nervous about saying the wrong thing on like
yeah,
a public forum and everything. Yeah, I don't know. But I do want to be me. Like I feel like when I was on that podcast, I feel like I was pretty me. I mean, you know me well, so
yeah.
like that you
Yeah,
would
no,
say that
it
it would
felt
be
it felt like I was
yeah.
listening to like us talk or something.
Yeah, and I feel like I bring that to the podcast myself, and I also will kind of just I you guys actually inspire me because I feel like that you guys are so authentically you, and when you're having like a rough
Mm,
time, and you know, I think that the
mhm.
listeners also including me like want like hate to hear that you're going through a rough time, but I also feel like that like it brings like that connection and it's not just like a talking
Yes.
voice. And I think that
Yeah.
I feel like I hear a lot of times from people being like uh they love hearing my hot takes about like housewives or you know the newest you know show on whatever or this or that, but they do love hearing about like, oh, what was it like at your little sister's wedding last summer, or I
Yeah,
heard that
I
you
love that.
yeah, like the marathon, and like tell me about your
Yeah.
trip. Like they like want to know you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
And I really try to do that. Like I'm actually going to be working on making a comeback soon. I just feel like that with everything kind of going on with the move and
Yeah.
everything, I just like I
Mhm.
couldn't do it. And and the listeners, if they're loyal, which they always are, well, not always are, but the ones that are loyal are always loyal. Um,
Yeah.
they'll come back, and
Yes.
it's yeah. So yeah,
Do you
I don't
think
know where I was going with
that
that.
Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, no, they'll be there. Like the people that you want to be there will be there, I think, at the end of the day. Um,
Yeah.
do you feel like I mean, I would say for me, I have come more into myself as I've, moved out. Like moving out and out of my parents' house post divorce was the best thing I could have ever done besides getting a divorce because
Mm,
you're kind of stuck. When you, I don't know how you feel, but when I go back to my parents, I'm like, it's 10-year-old Maddie. Like everything comes back to like the old triggers, the way you respond to your parents. Like you're put back into like a little bit of a childhood state. And I felt like that when I moved back in
mm,
with my parents. And when I moved out, I
right.
was like, oh, I can be who I actually want to be and really like lean into that more, like more into my personality. And I had a friend ask me, what did she ask me? Or I was at there was an architectural modeling thing where they needed background models. And my photographer friend was like, hey, you should go. So I went. So I'm at Pitt University modeling. Like we were the background. So keep that in mind.
Right, right.
And they made us like put these shirts on. And this girl had a hoodie tied to her waist and put the shirt over. And she goes, does this look weird? And it looked like she had like a extra wide stomach because she had a hoodie on underneath tied, right? And a big shirt over top.
Mm,
And everyone was just like quiet. And I go, take that hoodie off. That looks terrible. And she was like, thanks, you're a real one. Because everyone was like, I'm like, just tell her to take it off. Like, it looks
yeah,
terrible. And she was like,
yeah.
oh, thank you so much for telling me. I was like, it wasn't a dig at you. You asked me to look bad. And I said, yeah, because you looked bad. Like, it wasn't like, that's the
Not all
kind of,
heroes wear capes, honey. Like most people won't tell you. You're that girl who will tell somebody if they have lipstick or like or
a
broccoli in their teeth.
100%. And like,
Yeah,
everyone
because
was so
I mean you'd
scared.
want to know. You'd want to know.
Exactly. Everyone was so
Right.
scared to see. I could see it on their face. And I go, it looks terrible. Take it off. I said, just, and she goes, oh, thank you so much. And so I feel like I've poured more, allowed myself more to be like that from doing things like this, from being expressive and from, trying to put down the fear of what other people think. Cause like someone could have been like, oh, she's a bitch. And I'll be like, well, am I? No. She was so thankful I told her. And so, like, do you find yourself having moments like that or ever experienced that or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I mean, I say it in like a nice way, or if I'm like close to somebody, I'm like, girl. You can't be doing that. Like, please. Like, I mean, I give it to it straight.
Yeah.
The only straight thing about me. Just, no, I mean, I will say it in like like a respectful way, or but like to people I don't know, I don't know, but yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, I agree.
No.
No, if that was me, I would want to know, like, if I
I,
looked ridiculous.
exactly. It's not a dig. I don't look at it as like you're being rude. She was asking a question, asking for help. I was simply just telling her black or white answer, good or bad, you know? Did it work? Did it not work? That was simply that.
People need to hear it. People need to hear feedback
I
in a
100%.
constructive way.
Yes.
You were helping a sister out.
I was helping a sister out. That's all we do
Girl
here is help a
power.
sister.
Yeah,
So tell me
exactly.
about the married at first sight. Is that what it is?
Yeah. No, it
Yeah,
was great. You know, a
it
huge
looks so
thank you
fun.
to Peacock for the invitation. It was like such a great
Oh
night. And
wow.
yeah, I actually went with Phil Stallone, your psychic bestie.
Oh
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So went to there. It was officiated by Mother Hubbard, Lindsay Hubbard on Summer House.
Is she as
And
beautiful as I think she is online
no,
in person?
she's stunning. Yeah, so she's a great time. We were all dancing and having a great time. They had past
Oh.
apps. They had a bar and this super cool rooftop bar or rooftop or
Mhm.
just like this bar on the top floor that had a rooftop that had
Mhm.
amazing views of New York City. And
Oh,
it was great.
love.
We watched the second episode, like we had a screening, got to meet a bunch of really cool people.
Amazing.
There's actually a couple people that I want to introduce you guys to that I think that would be a great guest for you guys. That
Oh
wouldn't be
yes,
necessarily for
please.
me, but I think that it would be great for you. So
Love.
we'll talk offline.
We'll talk offline. It
Yes.
looks so fun and she looks, oh man, I can't remember what I was listening to. It might have been, I think, oh, me and Allie were talking about when she announced her pregnancy, and people were like, I can't believe you like got paid, you like monetized your daughter's pregnancy. And she was like, I was gonna announce it anyway. This is Gemma's money. This is money for her, money to take care of
Yeah.
her. Like, I
Right.
hate when people hate on women for getting their bag. That's fucking smart. If there was an alternate universe where I wanted to have kids, I'd be monetizing that because that's their college fund. That's their
No
whatever fund.
shit.
Like,
Amen.
I love her so much.
Yeah, no, she was great. Like super sweet, fun. We were like dancing. I mean,
Mhm.
and I also, which I don't know if we got to talk about this. I got to go to the next gen party too a month
We did
ago.
not talk about
Well,
that. What
well,
next gen? What
well,
is that?
yeah, last month. Next gen NYC. It's a lot of like the housewives, like kids. They like live in New York, and it's like their kind of show that's season two. And
Oh.
that was such a kick-ass party. I had a lot of not espresso, Aperol spritz that day. It was very fun. I brought my
Oh.
friend John, and
Mhm.
we were like, uh, whole cast got to hang out with all of them. Like Ariana Bierman, such a queen. She's the daughter of Kim Zolciak,
Mhm. Mhm.
Wig, and
Mhm.
I know Kim through some mutual friends, and I like went up to her, I'm like, hey, like I like didn't know how to like say it because I didn't want to be like weird, being like, I know your mom. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone does.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, like I know your mom through so and so, and she's like, wait, Matty. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, my mom told me you were coming, and blah blah. She could
Oh my
not have
god.
been sweeter,
Oh.
and like
Oh.
I want her to come to some concern events like we were talking. So we're
Yeah.
gonna connect and do some. Hopefully, we'll have her on the pod soon,
Yeah.
to kind of talk through different things. Like she was awesome.
Mhm.
There was a dance party. DJ
Mhm.
Meredith Marks was there and she performed.
Mhm.
Meredith Marks from Real House of Salt Lake City DJ'd the
Mhm.
event because her son Brooks is on the show. It was
Mhm.
it was awesome. Just a great kickoff to summer. That party kicked off my moving week. So as you can imagine, it was like
Oh.
bus, club, another club, no sleep. Yeah.
I love that so much. That's so fun. That world is so fun. Like, you inspire me to like just like be booked and busy and get stuff done and just connect with people. Like, I love that so much. Have you been to a Carl's bar?
I haven't yet, but it's in Greenpoint. So I want to go. Have you been?
How no. How fun would that be? Okay, we
Wait,
do a
wait,
little,
let's go.
I know. We do a little potting together. I do a photo shoot. We go to soft bar. Man, we could find so many things to do.
Oh my god, yeah, no, yeah, we're gonna do soft bar when you come visit.
Yes, we will. I'm literally gonna put this like on my calendar, and then also maybe we could swing in there a concern event too. Just do it all.
Do it all, honey. Yeah, exactly,
Oh
exactly.
God, I
No,
feel
I
like there's
love
an.
that. No, I would love to have you.
I love it. Oh, okay. What I wanted to ask because when did we pod in like January?
It was right before Christmas,
Oh,
and then
okay. So
I think it dropped in January.
gotcha. Good
Yeah.
memory. You really wanted to focus on yourself and slowing down. And I believe you said like take a break from dating or just focus more on yourself. How do you recall that?
Yeah, not great. Yeah, no, that was like me being bus clubbed, and now this is kind of like we're back at where we were in December, but like it's kind of like the
Okay.
no drinking. We're trying to get back. We're trying to get into good
Okay.
shape. Like I will say,
Yes.
you know, get on a little Lexapro will do the body great. I'll tell you right now. It's
And that's part of taking care of yourself. So that's
yeah,
good,
no,
right?
no, and that's kind of like a big reason why I've kind of like paused on the drinking for a bit. Want to get kind of
Yeah.
get make sure that I'm like good in that sense. And like I have to tell you, I've been on it for a week and a half, and I already feel so much better.
Oh,
And
good.
yeah, just like I've kind of done like a little dates here, and I did a date last night, and I was like, instead of like the body kind of being like always trying to go for the negative or no, I'm like,
Yes.
let's go out for a second one. Who cares? And I
Oh,
feel
good.
better. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I think that we love an honest queen, right? You got if we're not going to be honest with ourselves about how we're doing, what's the
Yeah,
point?
no, I think that it's definitely been a like as much as like tough times, which I know
Mhm.
that you and Ellie are so transparent about. That's why I admire about you guys with this pod. You guys really share when you're down. Like, yeah, no, there's definitely been some highest of
Mhm.
highs in 2026 and lowest of lows, and I feel like
Mhm.
the lowest are just as important as the highest because it allows you to
Mhm.
kind of come back up that to be your best
Yeah.
authentic self. And I really do feel
Yes.
like I'm doing the work right now so that I could eventually whoever, Mr. Matty D is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
So we'll
love
see.
that.
We'll see. Yeah,
I
all
love
good
that.
things. It's the
Good.
summer. Like I feel like that summer is like like everyone's like, oh, like flirty summer, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I think that because nobody is like, excuse me, nobody is just like in one spot. I feel like
Right.
work is discombobulated, dating's
Right.
discombobulated, you're
Right.
discombobulated because it's like even just like now, it's like my team. It's like I was out for a week, my boss is out for 2 weeks, and then I come back, and then like people on my team were like, "Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah.
offer this day," so that there's no like schedule, and everyone's all over
Yes.
the place. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
hot as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it's
Oh,
like a different it's just like a different vibe. So I feel like that
yeah.
I'm being good to myself. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, you just had a major upgrade in your life too, so it's not like
Yeah,
you're not
it is a
prioritizing
lot.
yourself. That's a lot. Yeah.
It is a lot. Like trying to like even I moved 4 blocks, and 4 blocks in New York, like it isn't like in terms of distance, but like distance isn't a lot. But I have different, bodegas or different shops that
Mhm.
there's like 5 of them on each street. So it's like you walk
Mhm.
up and it's like a completely different world 4 blocks away. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's like
Yeah.
adjusting that. I remember like my first week, I felt like my brain was like recalculating everything, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
algorithm of like my life. And now,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been here a little over a month with a vacation in between, which was so needed. I went up to Maine, and I feel like that kind of like restructured a little
Oh,
bit, but
good.
it takes time. I mean, I think that
Yes.
when I put so much pressure on myself to be the best at everything, and I know that
Girl,
you're the same way.
I
I know.
I was just talking to my somatic therapist and yeah, like she was I was saying like I've had this, I don't know if you'll relate to it maybe in a little bit of a different way. Like I've had this where people have told me recently, "Oh, you're so creative. It's like you're doing all these things, you're good at all these things." And internally, that put this insane amount of pressure of like I have to be the best at everything I'm doing no matter what, and I have to work harder because people are expecting more of me and assume I'm going to be doing more. And then she was and I told her that and like it was like kind of like paralyzing me. And she was like, but are they actually saying that? Like, who is putting that pressure on? I was like, me, I'm the problem. Like, I'm putting the
No,
pressure on, like, to do
no,
that.
no. Taylor Swift wrote that song about us. Like, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Like, I
Yeah.
completely am. I'm my worst enemy on everything. Like, oh no,
I
yeah,
I
let
get
me
it.
pile all this stuff on. Like, this was
Yep.
the talk about this as being like a crazy like boom. No wonder why I went through like a rough like
Mhm.
mental time because it just was so much stuff. I went
Mhm.
home for Greek Easter for a week and did like a work
Mhm.
trip. Within
Mhm.
that week, I had meetings, Easter, a
Mhm.
wedding, a baby shower. Drove home
In
from
one
New York. Yeah, well, wedding and baby shower was the same day. Came
Oh.
home, drove back to New York, spent
Uh-huh.
2 days here, was prepping for the marathon, flew to London, ran the marathon with my family, came back 2 days, and then spent 2 days at work, flew to a bachelorette in New Orleans and partied my ass off. Flew
Uh-huh.
back again, worked for a few days, did a gala, like well, attended a gala, rested my cute little head at 1 a.m. and then my alarm went off at 4:15. Went to LaGuardia, met my boss, flew to Chicago, ran an event in Chicago, flew back,
Oh
and then
my
in the midst
god.
of all of this, had to find an apartment. The stress of like, am I gonna find it? This and that, and then I had 2 weeks by myself at home. So I think it's like my body was like, plus
Oh.
leading up to all of this was training for the marathon, was injured, got COVID, like the
Wait,
whole thing. So it's like I think my body was like, girl,
who's getting COVID?
exactly. Me. Yeah. Yeah. Was
That's
diva down for
I
assault.
I th- I thought I was bad. Like trying to do everything. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
yeah, also and then that was like got I signed my no, got approved for my apartment June 1st and then moved June 19th. With a
Damn.
major event on the 16th and my family visiting and doing that. I was like, so now I literally so my pharmacist like and it's like a husband and wife, they're the
Mhm,
sweetest, like it's below my
mhm.
old apartment. I still will support them, they're great. I love support local everybody. I
Oh, it's a
walk
local
in to
pharmacy. That's so
yeah, yeah,
cute.
yeah. It's like a husband and wife. They're the sweetest. They're like my
Mm.
parents. And I walk in and I see my pharmacist. She goes, "So I saw the Lexapro." Oh, and I go. She goes, "I think you're gonna really like it." And I go, and I'm like, "Yeah," because between the stress of like everything, and I have to say, she
Yeah.
was right. The happy pills are a friend of
Uh,
mine. I was talking to him, and he found out I was on Lexapro. He's like, yeah, welcome to the club, girl. And I'm like, wait, you're on it? And he's like, yeah. Why do you think I'm so happy all the time? It's like,
oh my god.
yeah. Allie,
Well,
Allie also, I will say this, shout out to our girl Allie. I know that she's not here right now, was so supportive when I was trying to figure out this whole thing. And that's why we love Allie. Allie's just
yeah.
the best. She really is.
The
So
queen
yeah,
herself. Oh, wow. Yeah, you've lived like 50 bajillion lives in the past. I don't know how
literally.
long. One thing I
It's
will
my
say,
Gemini moon. The double personalities.
literally, for anyone that's listening and can resonate with putting a lot of pressure on themselves and trying to be perfect, something my mentor said to me was like, move slower. For me, I notice like when I start to, I call it like stroking out, like my brain is thinking faster than I can actually say.
Right.
Or I just feel like I'm trying to do so much. I'm like, why are we so rushed? Why are we so rushed? And honestly, also, this will be helpful for you. Not that you'll take it, but that's totally fine if not. Do less, but like just focus on doing it better. Like, I remember recently, literally, I would like try to stack so many meetings and things in one day. And I was like constantly worried about the next thing. And you can't appreciate where you're at. Like me and Allie say all the time, be where your feet are. Like, I have a bunch of stuff to do today, but I'm like having so much fun talking to you and we're just goofing and gabbing. It's so good to have that. But like
Yeah.
doing less is just so, and I know it's hard because we're hustlers, you know, we love the grind to a degree. We do love it. That's why we do it. But just really letting yourself like soak in those moments because you're choosing to do less, like, oh, it has been so helpful for me. So helpful.
It really does. I remember when you're like kind of looking back, you're like, it all got done, but like at what cost?
Yes. Yes. Yep.
I'll say to my therapist, I'll be like, oh well, like I had my apartment and I like on like a Sunday and I felt so guilty, like I just was kind of burnt out and I like kind of did some laundry and I did this and this and he's like,
Mhm.
okay, like how about you check off that you did like one thing? Like why do
Mhm.
you be like, all right, I got up, I ran 5 miles, I did this, I did the
Yep.
podcast, I
Yep.
edited it, posted it,
Yep.
I also cooked dinner and I did that and he's like, and it's like, all right, well, you did all of that
Yeah.
but you're not satisfied. And I feel like that a lot
Yep.
of people like that, and that's something that I'm really trying to
Yes.
work on to be like, shut the fuck up, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a high achievers. It's finding the balance, the high achiever to be able to keep achieving, right? Because everyone we know that's successful, they're always looking for the next thing, right? And then finding that
right,
balance of I'm achieving, I'm a go-getter, and being happy, being grateful, practicing gratitude for what you have accomplished and knowing it's okay. Like I always have to remind myself, resting is productive. Resting is productive.
no, it's so true. Like, there's sometimes like, and I'm sure you guys feel this too. It's like when,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'm working a full time job that also does require a lot of nights and like social battery all the
Mhm.
time. And sometimes when
Mhm.
I get home to like do the notes and prep for the pocket. That's like my worst nightmare is writing, like planning the show. Getting behind the mic and editing is like a cakewalk to me. It's like
Mhm.
writing everything down. Like I'm just like the brain power just not there. And
Mhm.
there's just like sometimes like that I just can't, and I'm
Yeah.
just dead. And
Yeah.
your listeners will say, I said this on the Refuse to
Yep, I
Subscribe
heard that.
podcast. My friend Paige actually listened to Chuck this morning. She was dying laughing when I was like, when she said to me,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, and it was one of those days, and she listens to every podcast. She'll be listening to this one, and
Mhm.
she gets feedback, and she just goes, "Not your best." Like they know when you're
Yep.
running on fumes, so it's like that's why like when it had all there was so much great things happening, the next gen and this and that, and I just was like, I can't be there for my listeners if I can't even show up for me. I can't even like I need
Yes.
to do. I'm like I need to make sure that my old apartment is clean, spackled. This kid is out of the apartment. Like I can't be worrying about
Yep.
XYZ.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and it's gonna be so much better when you come back from a level-headed, rested place, and it's not gonna feel like, "Oh, I put out more crappy things." Like, even, like, for me, like, I think about, like, how God, way back when I first started my health coaching page on Instagram, it would take me, like, hours to make one post, and my ex-husband would be like, "How are you gonna maintain that? It's taking you hours to do one." Now I'm posting for the health coaching page, I'm posting for the podcast, I'm posting for my new page, I'm posting for another business. Like it just you get better
Right.
at it. You get better at
Right.
it by not practicing just getting it done, and it's okay if it's not perfect and not putting a ton of pressure on yourself, but you also get better at it by resting and giving yourself space and giving yourself time.
Boundaries.
Ba- I
Boundaries
want
is
to
like
talk
something
about
yeah, I don't know her, but I need
I
to know her.
I we are cousins. We're not conjoined twins yet. We're cousins.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely cousins for sure. Um, yeah, no, it's just it's yeah, that's something I need to do. It's like, no, you know what? It's fine. Like I don't need to be at 100% and say yes to everybody. And you know what? People say no to me all the time. Why do I have to say yes to everybody?
Yeah, I just said no to someone to going on their podcast, and I was like, you know what? It's okay. I felt bad, but I was like, it didn't make sense what they were talking about and what I talk about, and I don't have the space. And like I would have went on there if I said yes, tired, exhausted, annoyed. So I would have showed up like not having how I wanted to show up. Like and I think saying no is sometimes like obviously we don't have the capacity, but the times we do say yes and we don't have the capacity, I know I do not show up in the right form, the right mindset. I'm like cranky, tired, probably hungry, and annoyed at myself, not at them, because like
Yeah.
I could have said no. So
And then you just get back on this hamster wheel of doing the same thing over and over and
yeah,
over again. And then it
yeah,
doesn't open you up to like other
new,
things. and like
Yep.
whether it's dating, doing a new hobby, do this, like I feel like I
Yes.
like that's what I'm like trying, like you're the body when you're going through different things, like the body is telling you like something,
Yes.
being like you
Yes.
need to stop.
100,000,000%. I have been so pulled towards and I'm telling everyone because when I tell people, I'm then more likely to like do it. Um
Hmm.
I've been so pulled to oil pastels and like I
Hmm.
love the chunky look because it's kind of looks like crayon. It's like the chunky
Hmm.
look of all the paints and all of it. And have I ever painted them? No. But my grandpa was the first person to open a barber salon in the basement of the Hilton Hotel in Pittsburgh. He like wrote
Get
them
out.
letters. Yeah, he wrote them letters and was like telling him like he was charging like I don't know what it was, like 50 cents, like way I don't know how much, a dollar, I don't know, like this is way back when. And my mom has these really cool like kind of like greeny sepia photos of him working in the barber salon, and I was like I had this envision of me painting like with the oil pastels, like so it's like doesn't have to be perfect, it's like all the layers. And that's one of the things I really want to do, and I was like I need to carve out time, so I give myself that space and that chunk of time to work on it. And if I'm constantly saying yes to all these things, I'm never going to be able to do it. So this weekend,
Yeah.
I'm going to there's a really cool place in Pittsburgh where people bring basically like their old markers, their old painting tools, whatever. It's
Hmm.
a creative reuse place, and so I can get all of the art equipment. I don't need new stuff. I just need stuff. I'm going to get
Right,
like
right, right.
all the canvas paper and just like start playing with it. And like it's already bringing me joy just talking about it because it's like something that's going to like fill my cup. But I can't do it unless I start giving myself better boundaries and sticking to the boundaries.
Yeah, what my therapist says to me all the time, it's like 92. It's like you need to like get the wheel of the bus and like drive the bus and be like, I
Yes.
feel like whenever I'm like,
Yes.
I have this, like it's like no, and like that's like something I need to do. It's like there's just like
Yeah.
so much going on that once you kind of just sort of like, no, I'm not doing this, or I will do this,
Yep.
and just say like,
Yep.
today I'm gonna do this. Like today, like I'm like gonna do as long as I do a couple things, we're good.
Yep. Yep. You have to. You have to, have to, have to.
100%. The listeners, like, hope you're listening. I mean, what do I know? You know what I mean? I'm just, we're probably
you
gonna
know,
have. Listen, I'll be back in 3 months from now, probably talk about the same shit again. So you know what?
so how did it go? Focusing on yourself, honey.
Oh, honey. It's like
Oh
we are
God.
back. It's
We
like
could
coming up.
literally talk for 5,000 hours, but I want to give you a lot of space today to do the things that you want to accomplish and pour back into yourself. That's my homework for you today. Pour back into
Okay.
yourself.
Yes. No.
Anything you
Yes.
want to promote, you have going on, like maybe an idea when the pod's coming back, anything like that?
Yeah, so I'm hoping that the pod
Mhm.
will, well, by the time this episode comes out, I hope I have a couple episodes out, but
Okay.
definitely come in, support the Pop Corner with Matty Durkin. It is on Spotify and Apple. If you would be so inclined, please subscribe to both of my podcasts as well as Ali and Maddie's podcast because we really do need that. And if you are so inclined, please leave a 5-star review for both of us.
We only
Again, that
accept
helps
five
us.
stars, by the way.
Yeah, we only accept. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to doing that, and I have some really cool, prospects and people that want to come on the pod,
Mhm.
and some ideas that I want to try and pump out because I'm about to enter another crazy time, like work wise in
Mhm.
Q4. So I'm trying to like plan ahead so that I can just like pump out
Mm.
those episodes so that my
Yeah.
listeners aren't going to be left in the dark. And
Yes.
then and you guys are a part of that to make sure that you are on that list of people that I can put on the pod
Oh,
so we can,
yeah.
because I've
We would be
been
so
dying to
honored.
have you guys on the pod. So,
Oh, yeah, I
but
realized you
yeah,
haven't. That's crazy.
yeah, Allie came on like 2 years ago, but I need to like, it's like one of those things that you guys are so good because you guys pump up so many episodes. It's like, I'm like week to week and I'm like, ah, shit. And I'm like, and like, I'm like trying to go. 2 episodes I think that I just did, I want your listeners to listen to, and they're
Mhm.
so, because I'm all about promoting other podcasts and getting people out
Mhm.
there because I think that we need to support each other. It's Out Loud
Agreed.
and Laughing. I did that back in May, and
Mhm.
with John and Brian Ruiz. They're incredible. I think I sent you the episode. They're great. They have
Oh,
great guests on their podcast. And then I just did Refuse to Subscribe
that
with
was a good
Johnny
one.
Kind. And it was so good, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So go listen to them. And you can, if you go on my social media at Matty Durkin and at the Popcorner Pod, you'll see me talking about the movie Pillion and Harry Potter. That some people were like, what is going on? So sorry, that was like an elongated thing. I clearly haven't been behind the
Fine.
mic in a while. So definitely want to have your listeners join because if they're a friend of yours, they're obviously a friend of mine. So, but yeah,
Yes.
so it was so great to see you, and I can't wait to have our slumber party in New York.
I know. Okay, don't get off the mic, but everyone else, you can leave. Thank you guys listening and follow Maddie, follow us, do all the things he said, do your homework. And we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.